What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including John Cena vs. The Rock Part 3 incoming, Travis Scott gets buried by a WWE star, WWE Hall of Famer Ozzy Osbourne passes away, Ric Flair is cancer-free, WWE change up Summerslam plans, Charlotte Flair changes up WWE plans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at John Cena vs. The Rock Part 3 incoming. Now our top story today takes a look at speculation that WWE could be planning on booking John Cena vs. The Rock, as Cena had some rather interesting comments to make regarding a possible rematch with the final boss. The reigning WWE champion recently appeared at Fan Expo Denver, and when asked if he would face The Rock one final time, he had this to say in response. For those who are not inside baseball, fantasy booking is when you take an idea in your own head and you're like, man, it would be cool if... That's what I'm hearing here. Man, it would be cool if John Cena could fight The Rock one more time. That, to me, that would be cool. Now also Cena would add that he doesn't usually like to pick his own opponents, but he noted that he's earned enough trust within WWE to have his say in his creative direction. I don't like to choose opponents because a lot of the times that doesn't work out. What I like to do is get a plan and say, hey, well, can I as the artist, can I be creative with the plan? I've earned enough trust that they'll let me do some stupid stuff, and I appreciate it. Cena's comments will no doubt lead to a lot of discourse online, but it's unlikely that a third match between him and The Rock is actually planned. Cena has limited dates left, and while it's possible that WWE could involve The Rock in Cena's eventual babyface turn, the match doesn't seem to be planned at this stage. Would you guys like to see Cena vs. The Rock Part 3? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE stars still huge draws. Last week's SmackDown, headlined by John Cena and Cody Rhodes' confrontation, was a major ratings hit for WWE. According to Programming Insider, the show attracted 1,546,000 viewers, which means that it was the highest viewed SmackDown since April, specifically the post-WrestleMania edition of SmackDown. Whilst the feud between Cena and Rhodes has received mixed reviews from fans, there's no denying the drawing power of both men. Next up, a WWE star buries Travis Scott. Travis Scott isn't exactly the most popular name in WWE right now, and Drew McIntyre really hasn't held back when it comes to his thoughts on him. McIntyre appeared on Impulsive yesterday, and McIntyre stated that Scott screwed up the main event of WrestleMania, and he would go on to even call Scott a piece of shit. Do a 6-minute run-in at WrestleMania and screw up our damn main event? Travis Scott, piece of shit. Now, whilst one may assume that this is McIntyre talking in character, this was definitely the human being behind the persona talking here. He sounded legitimately annoyed when discussing Scott's work, and this has led to speculation that Scott may have gone off script at WrestleMania 41. One of the main criticisms from the Cody Rhodes vs. John Cena main event was Scott's involvement, specifically how long it took for Scott to walk down in the ring for a run-in. He walked to the ring like he was the difference maker in the match, and it was rather bizarre as Scott was just a rapper. He wasn't a credible wrestler or a name that had ever won a match. McIntyre's comments seemed to imply that Scott perhaps wasn't supposed to take so long to enter the ring, and Scott completely messed up the initial plans for the matchup. And it's been reported that the 2025 creative plans for Travis Scott have been put on hold for the time being, which is probably the right call, especially if the locker room isn't exactly enamored by his prior WWE work. Next up, Drew McIntyre shoots on the WWE roster. Speaking of Drew McIntyre on Impulsive, he also took aim at the overall WWE roster. The former WWE champion would state that a strong majority of the modern roster look like they should be serving fast food. These days, no offense, but 85% of our guys don't look like they should be in WWE on Netflix and stuff. My buddy's like, go contact me. Yo, I've just turned on the wrestling for a while to see what you're up to. It's cool to see people. Oh, Logan Paul's there, and he's killing it. You know, Roman Reigns, what a freaking star comes on the screen. Comes right off the screen. You're a freaking giant. There's these other guys that look like they should be serving me fast food, McDonald's or whatever, and let's say I could kick their ass. It takes me out of it. McIntyre would then encourage the roster to get in the gym to change the way they look. Naturally, these comments have caused some controversy on social media, but it appeared that McIntyre was mainly using his comments to put over Logan Paul's physique ahead of their tag team match at Summerslam next weekend. But Drew also shoot on RHEA Ripley. Drew McIntyre also mentioned in that interview that RHEA Ripley's ass draws the most powerful engagement in WWE, saying, "I'm here to take everybody out. It's amazing to watch it grow. It's unbelievable the power of social media. I learned being outside the company, specifically the last 2 years, the power of it and watching the platform grow. From an engagement perspective, the most powerful in the company besides Rhea Ripley's ass. I've seen the numbers, these are facts. Now, a few people did actually take concern, not with McIntyre's comment, but with Logan Paul's thumbnail. Logan Paul's thumbnail included a edited version of Rhea Ripley's backside. But then Rhea herself addressed the comments on X, saying, "Guys, I understand, but it really wasn't malicious." Now, it could have been that the thumbnail was unintentional, but they did make direct comments about her backside on the podcast. Next up, Goldberg AEW-BOUND. Due to Goldberg being less than thrilled with how his retirement match turned out, there have been rumors that the Hall of Famer may wish to have another retirement match, not in WWE, but in AEW. Now, one of AEW's top stars, MJF, stated during an appearance on Busted Open Radio that if Goldberg wants to come to AEW for another match, he's ready and waiting for him. If Goldberg wants him, I'm right here, but I will embarrass him. I will demolish him. I will snap, crack, and pop every single tendon, ligament, and bone in his stupid old musty body. You know who's next? Nobody. I'd be the last. If he wants a proper send-off, he should be facing a generational talent. I'm right here if he's interested, but A, I'm gonna need to be paid a lot of money if you want to see that match. B, I would imagine he doesn't come cheap either. A lot of stars have to align for that to happen. Goldberg heading to AEW is unlikely, however we have learned to never say never when it comes to pro wrestling. Even though Goldberg has been highly critical of WWE recently, his criticism is mainly directed at his final match taking place on a TV special, and of course WWE cutting off his retirement speech. But Goldberg has had nothing but praise for the actual matchup with Gunther, so Goldberg is no doubt aware that the match was the best it could have possibly been. Next up, Ric Flair is cancer-free. Now there is some positive news to share now, as Ric Flair has taken to X to confirm that he's now cancer-free. In June, Flair had revealed that this was his second diagnosis of skin cancer in 3 years. However, Flair would post a photo of him receiving treatment with the caption, "Thank you Academic Alliance in Dermatology, I'm now cancer-free." This is great news and we're hoping the best for Ric Flair. Next up, WWE change up SummerSlam plans. Roman Reigns took to social media last night to cut a passionate promo focusing on SummerSlam. In the promo, Reigns would ask Jey Uso to team with him at SummerSlam against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and Jey subsequently accepted, meaning that the match is now official for next weekend. Now, according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE have changed plans for SummerSlam, as the initial plans were to see Reigns take on Bron Breakker, whilst Jey would take on Reed. Obviously, the plan was Roman Reigns against Bron Breakker and Jey Uso against Bronson Reed, but I can see from watching TV the last 2 weeks, I could easily see that change into a tag. One of the things about making a tag that it makes it better is that you can pin Bronson Reed, you know? Because if they do a singles match, you either got to do a DQ or you got to beat Roman, which I don't think they want to do. Or you got to beat Bron Breakker, which means you could do it, but I'm not sure they want to do that one right now. The WWE evidently has a different match in mind for Reigns before Seth Rollins' injury, but based on how things were playing out on Raw each week, WWE was seemingly setting up a multi-man matchup no matter what. Next up, Charlotte Flair changes WWE plans. Now, the pairing of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss has received rave reviews from fans, and the live crowds are absolutely loving seeing the two former rivals team up. A new report from The Observer indicates that Flair squashed creative plans for SummerSlam in favor of teaming with Bliss at the show. According to the report, the initial plans for the show were to see Flair and Bliss colliding in a singles match, however, Flair opted to keep the tag team going, and now the duo will challenge for the women's tag team titles. This is 100% the correct call, as it would have been totally nonsensical to end the pairing for the sake of a random singles match with zero stakes. There's a strong chance that the pairing walks out of SummerSlam as tag team champions, and it'll be highly beneficial to the tag division if the division revolves around Flair and Bliss for the foreseeable future. It's been incredibly refreshing to see Flair in a program away from the world title, and it's definitely a key factor in why fans have reacted so positively to Flair's work in recent months. If Flair was indeed responsible for keeping the tag team title storyline going, then Flair clearly realizes that the story is amongst the most exciting work of her career. Next up, WWE debuts a new title design. The WWE have debuted a new title design for the NXT North American title. Last night on NXT, reigning champion Ethan Page would introduce fans to a new Canadian-themed version of the title, and hilariously, Page was interrupted by former WWE star Santina Marella. Marella will now challenge Page for the title next week on NXT, and this will mark Marella's first WWE match with the Marella character since 2014. Last night's NXT was also a notable show as it saw WWE great The Undertaker get physical. The Undertaker, using his American badass persona, would lay out TNA World Champion Trick Williams with a chokeslam. And finally, a WWE Hall of Famer passes away. Now, final story today takes a look at the unfortunate passing of legendary rock icon Ozzy Osbourne, as WWE and their talent have come forward with tributes to the WWE Hall of Famer. Osbourne passed away at age 76, and WWE have posted tribute on their website, putting over his music as well as referencing his prior WWE work. Along the way, Osbourne made several stops into the WWE Universe. His first came on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania 2 when he joined forces with Captain Lou Albano to manage the British Bulldogs as they captured the World Tag Team Championships. Ozzy returned several times in the 2000s, whether it was to perform his latest single or as special guest host for a memorable edition of Monday Night Raw that featured a highly entertaining superstar talent show, Raw's Got Talent. A true legend in every aspect, Osbourne was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2021. WWE extends its condolences to Osbourne's family, friends, and fans. While the wrestlers would take to social media to pay their respects, including Drew McIntyre saying, "I thought Ozzy would outlive us all. Thank you for keeping us going on those long road trips." Triple H would also put up a poignant tribute to the legend himself. It'd be cool if WWE would continue to use War Pigs for Survivor Series in honor of Ozzy. We also would like to extend our condolences to the Osbourne family during this time. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.